Assembly have a different view to on any particular matter. In fact, I'm glad to report, and I appreciate our colleagues in the Assembly as well, that the 2 or 3 bills that have gone through a mediation process this time, within the first meeting, we were able to close ranks and agree, meaning those from the Assembly were able to see things from our perspective as Senate, and us were able to understand you as our colleagues from the Assembly. It's not very usual. The last 2 terms of Parliament, that never used to happen. In fact, it used to be, the meetings actually used to break down, Your Excellency, on account of who chairs. You sit down and you have the team from the Assembly, the team from the Senate. Just to agree on who leads the meeting will break that mediation process. But I'm glad and happy to report that we have come out of age as an institution and are now focused on the things that matter. Of course, we have quite a heavy program, but there are about 2 or 3 or 4 bills maximum that I just want to report, Your Excellency, that we shall be giving priority in the next few, maybe 2 or 3 weeks to conclude on, because of how key and integral they are to many of the plans that we have as an administration. The Food and Feed Safety Bill that is presently before our Agriculture Committee is in 2nd reading, Your Excellency. And by the end of this week that you're beginning, we should be able to conclude on its 3rd reading, because the report has been tabled and our committees have proposed their amendments to what you had done in the Assembly, Mheshimiwa Ichung'wah. So I believe we should be able to close rank on that particular issue. We have a controversial bill that began its legislative process last week, the Water Amendment Bill. And while at this, I said to my colleague senators last week, and allow me to repeat it here, Your Excellency, that those that have served in Senate, Professor Kindiki, our first majority leader, you know that the easiest way that opposition can defeat a government bill, so to speak, in Senate is to declare it that this is anti-devolution. You're rolling back the gains. And without knowing, many a times people join into the chorus. And I have endeavored to remind my colleague senators that at least in the term that I have served as majority leader, I have never received a call from His Excellency, the President or his deputy, asking me that you must insist on a bill to come in a particular way. On many occasions, even when he has called to find out why did you guys change this particular provision, he has agreed with our wisdom as Senate. It is within our powers as the legislature to change whatever bill or proposal that has come from the office of the AG. Therefore, each time we consider a government bill, and I'm sure by now everybody knows what a government bill is, it is within your right to pass any amendment. But what I perhaps take great exception to is us sometimes appreciating and agreeing to a chorus that our colleagues from the minority side love initiating, and sometimes we unwittingly join and say that, in fact, if we pass this particular bill, we'll have either rolled back the gains or this or the other. It is important to declare, and I declare this in your sitting, Your Excellency, that at no particular time have you insisted that Parliament needs to transact their job in any particular way. You have given us the freedom to think and appreciate things, especially us from the Senate. On many occasions, we don't agree with our colleagues in the Assembly. And I want to tell my membership that if you bring an amendment, and for sure you can convince the rest of us all that that secures our mandate, it places counties at the forefront on many of these issues, be assured of our support from I as your leader of the majority and the leadership of the House, so that we can all progress together. That is just a pitch to propose and request our colleagues that let us maintain the 100% record that we have. There is no government bill that has come to the Senate and has been defeated on any account. We amend, that is within our mandate, and that's our business. So I expect that on this water amendment bill, and Your Excellency, you know this is a bill that allows us to keep the promise that we made on the various water institutes that are in our counties, allowing them to enter into PPP agreements. Because as an administration, and Mheshimiwa Ichung'wah has spoken to this, you know very well that we don't have sufficient resources to roll out water programs in all our counties. And the thinking that has come from the executive, which we are at liberty to make a determination and make it better perhaps, so that it looks good and is in sync with our constitution, especially appreciating the 2 levels of government, should be to support this dream and this thinking that we are able to run county programs,